From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Good Tuesday morning. It's 5:30. Welcome to Montana This Morning. I'm Victoria Hill. Thanks for starting your day with us. And good morning, Miller.
Good morning. So you enjoyed the rain yesterday, did you?
Yeah, it was very nice, and I know many others did as well.
And it brought the temperatures down. We didn't get out of the 70s. Unfortunately, that's about it, at least for the next couple of days, as we're going to be heating right back up. But it is a very pleasant start this morning as we take a look at that waning crescent moon high above. 58 at the airport. It's sticky out there. We still have a lot of moisture draped across the area, so we still have a chance to tap into that. I'd mentioned daily showers are possible all the way through at least Friday. The humidity at 90%, winds out the southwest at about 9 miles an hour. Quickly, we'll take a quick look at some temperatures across the viewing area. We've mainly got some 50s. We've got 50 in Gardner, down in Clark at 56, Belfry at 58. Cali at 57, up in Roundup we're at 58, but we've got 60 in Ingomar, Forsyth warmer at 64, and we're going to continue to see those temperatures rise as we go along today, and there you go, a lot more 90s across the board this afternoon. You'll notice we'll start to see those isolated showers, maybe some strong thunderstorms, especially the further east you may go into our viewing area. We'll tell you what that's all about with the main forecast coming up. We'll go with a high today of 93 here in Billings, back above average, with lots of sunshine to start. And then as we get into the afternoon, depending on the timing of it, those clouds will start to increase and give us that very slight chance of rain here in Billings. A better chance maybe off to our east. And we'll tell you all about that coming up here in just a bit.
All right, sounds good. And yeah, even leaving the house this morning, it felt a little cooler.
Yeah, it does feel nice out there.
Really
Take
nice.
advantage of it. Maybe on the back porch, a cup of coffee this morning to start the day.
That sounds great.
Not a bad idea.
All right, I will get to news. Thanks, Miller.
Okay.
Our top story this Tuesday morning, a 23-year-old Idaho woman is missing. And now Red Lodge authorities are asking for help to find her. 23-year-old TATUM MORELL just graduated from Montana State University. She hiked out on the West Fork trailhead on July 1st and was due back in Bozeman yesterday. She made contact with her mother using a GPS device at 8 p.m. that day, but that was the last time anyone heard from her. MORELL is an experienced hiker and was planning to ascend the top 5 peaks in the area. She had a campsite set up in the Shadow Creek area. Authorities say MORELL's car is still parked at the trailhead. After a helicopter search, crews searched her campsite late last night. If anyone has seen her while out hiking within the past few days, you are asked to contact the Carbon County Sheriff's Office at 446-1234. Billings firefighters are praising community members for keeping the 4th of July weekend relatively safe. While there were a few fire starts, it wasn't anything the department couldn't handle.
I think the 4th of July was a pretty successful day for the city and the City of Billings Fire Department. We did about 61 calls for service. A significant amount of those were wildland grass fires in the city. A whole bunch of them occurred in the vicinity of the metro when the fireworks went off. None of them were especially significant. We had extra people on hand at the time who were pre-positioned there to fight the fire, so that was pretty effective.
And if you have leftover fireworks, firefighters ask you wait to light them off until fire restrictions are lifted. The Butte Fire Department, however, was not as lucky the night of the 4th. An uptown home was heavily damaged, and while fire officials are investigating, neighbors believe fireworks are to blame. The rear of the residence took the brunt of the flames, and a neighboring home was minimally damaged. The children living in that home were the first to notice the flames. Their father says he was fortunate to get out in time and thanked firefighters for quickly containing the fire before it did more damage.
And both the boys woke us up screaming there's a fire, so we got the kids and dogs and got out the house, and it's scary. It's very close. When they said fire, I was thinking like small little firework, backyard, stomp it out, no problem, and then it was definitely not.
No one was home when the fire ignited on that house that was heavily damaged, and no injuries were reported. Over in Bozeman, a suspect accused of attempted deliberate homicide is still on the run after hiding the sound of gunshots amid 4th of July fireworks. 2 people were taken to the hospital after being shot around 10 o'clock Sunday night near Bozeman Pond. People living in the area say they think they heard the shooting, but can't be certain if it was the sound of fireworks.
I think too, because I know there were a lot that did sound like gunshots, thinking maybe, oh, they got him, but I'm pretty sure it was just fireworks.
Investigators say the suspect was about 6 feet tall, wearing a dark gray sweatshirt and a black mask. The shooting comes as gun violence surged across the country over the holiday weekend. A new report shows at least 150 deaths in more than 400 shootings from Friday to Sunday alone. In New York City, 12 shootings were reported on July 4th alone. That follows a trend as New York has seen gun violence incidents surge 40% this year compared to the same time last year. Also making headlines this morning, Tropical Storm Elsa is heading toward the Florida Keys after bringing heavy rain, wind, and flooding to Cuba. It's forecast to make landfall north of Tampa by tomorrow. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said Elsa appears to be tracking away from the Miami area and away from the site of the June 24th condo collapse. And despite the threat of Tropical Storm Elsa, crews at the site of the building collapse say they will continue search and rescue operations 24 hours a day. As CBS's Laura Podesta reports, the death toll in the Surfside accident is now at 28 and 117 people are still missing.
The search and rescue effort at the Surfside collapse has intensified now that the entire area has been made safer for crews. A demolition Sunday night of the portion of the condo that was still standing is allowing rescuers into previously inaccessible places, including bedrooms where people were believed to be sleeping when the disaster struck.
Through the team's ongoing search efforts today, we have recovered another victim.
Over 4.8 million pounds of concrete have been removed from the pile. Surfside's mayor says the search and rescue effort is more active than ever.
Heavy equipment is now fully engaged and able to navigate over the entire site, where before they were very limited. Operations seem to be moving much faster and will continue 24 hours a day for the indefinite future until everybody's pulled out of that site.
Today, Tropical Storm Elsa is not expected to directly hit the collapse site, but the weather could force work to be paused.
Obviously, with the storm would be the lightning storms is a concern for us, where we stop, and definitely the wind gusts.
Investigators continue to probe the cause of the initial collapse nearly 2 weeks ago. Alan Kilsheimer says the demolition could hamper those efforts.
Well, it just makes what we have to do a little bit more complicated.
To answer some questions, investigators say they'll now have to rely on photographs like this one to figure out why the building fell. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
Some residents made pleas to return to their homes one last time before the demolition to retrieve belongings, but they were denied. Others wondered about pets left behind. Officials say they found no signs of animals after making 3 final sweeps, which included using drones to look into the abandoned structure. Right now, spiking oil prices are threatening to push gas prices even higher. A breakdown in talks between top oil-producing countries pushed prices to their highest level in almost 3 years. Discussions started last week to develop a plan to bring more oil back to the market. Nearly 10 million barrels per day were removed from the market last April to help support falling prices as the pandemic shut down demand. The United Arab Emirates opposed new recommendations before talks broke down. Industry experts say the disagreement could send gas prices higher until a deal is reached. The highly contagious Delta variant now makes up 1 in 4 coronavirus cases in the U.S. It's the dominant strain in 5 states, including California. The Moderna and Pfizer vaccines are almost 90% effective against the variant, but just 33% when only 1 dose has been received. New data shows what many experts predicted: COVID-19 cases are rising in states with low vaccination rates. As a family grieves a teen boy's death, the CDC is investigating whether it was linked to the COVID vaccine. The 13-year-old from Michigan died 3 days after getting his 2nd dose last month. Family members say he had typical vaccine symptoms and no underlying health conditions. An initial autopsy revealed an enlarged heart. The CDC has been investigating an apparently rare association between the vaccine and heart complications. It says the benefits of the vaccine still currently outweigh the risks. And before we take a break, we're about to show you video of something flying through the Montana sky. This is a fireball captured on video by the Montana Learning Center. It is the largest one they've ever recorded in the skies above Canyon Ferry Lake. Officials say it was bright enough, at least for a second, that a person could have seen their own shadow on the ground.
Like meteorites, ones that were detecting, they're about the size of a pebble. This guy is literally larger than this basketball. It is that kind of rock.
Thank you so much for starting your Tuesday with us here on Montana This Morning.